that's almost like going to be a defining factor of our generation is how people discern truth. And I think there's such a need for critical thinking in that regard.
Any topics there that strike your fancy? Anything you have strong opinions about there, or whatever you want to talk
Maybe
about?
the first one,
What was the first one there?
something about supernatural.
Does anything supernatural exist?
Yeah,
We want to talk about that for like 5-10 minutes?
sure.
Okay, I think that we have like a timer here.
Okay.
So if you see it hit the timer, just let me know. We can keep going if you want to, whatever you want to do.
Cool.
So, sweet. Does anything supernatural exist? I guess we should define supernatural. What do you mean by that?
Supernatural. I think it could be a number of things, but they're all tied to the unknown, you know?
Yeah. What are some like the best examples of supernatural things?
Maybe ghosts or interdimensional beings,
Gotcha.
spiritual matters.
We can
things
talk
of that
about ghosts, I guess, for a minute. Do ghosts exist? We can just translate the question to that. What do you think?
Well, I think it's hard to say they exist or don't exist. I think for me the interesting idea is just that we don't know, and so it's hard to discount either answer.
Yeah. So I've got a little confidence scale. If all the way to the right is absolutely yes, they do, or not sure, or absolutely no, they don't, or anywhere in between, where would you put your current confidence about ghosts existing?
Well, for me personally, I would say, yeah,
Yeah? How much?
um,
That's for your confidence.
maybe this much.
About that much?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, what are some of the reasons that get you to that level of confidence?
I think just personal experience and other people's experiences I've heard, and I think historically, you know, kind of seeing these ideas that recurred throughout history and in different cultures all over the world, you know. I think there's reason to believe that it should at least be investigated, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's why I like talking about it. So what I'm hearing you say is a few ways of knowing that this is the case, or at least being that confident about it, is your own personal experiences, maybe personal experience of others and testimony from those others, and just historical examples where this concept has been recurring over time, and people have been bringing it up a lot. Is that what I'm hearing you say? Is that right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Are those the main reasons? Any other reasons for this?
I can't think of any other reasons.
Okay. Let's think about a way to test this idea. Is there any way to use these kinds of reasons to shift our confidence one way or the other? Would we have to go through more personal experiences? Would we have to hear more personal experiences from other people? Would we have to find more historical examples to be more confident or less confident?
Well, that's the thing, is I feel like something like this, it can't necessarily be tested in such a way where you have these tangible results where you're like, okay, this exists, you know. But I think for me, the interesting point about it is that I think the misconceived notion lies in the fact that a lot of people think that because it can't be proven, it doesn't exist, you know. And I think it's important to retain some of the humility to understand that, you know, we just don't know. And so it's kind of hard to say, you know, with conviction, this doesn't exist, or even this does exist, you know. Maybe you have a feeling based on your personal experience or those things that I just told you about, you know. But ultimately, I don't think anyone can say, I'm right and you're wrong, you know.
So if someone came up to the table who said they've never had any personal experiences, they've never heard any personal experiences from other people, or even heard of historical examples, someone who's like fresh to the idea of ghosts, what do you think their confidence should be starting out on that scale?
Well, it'd probably be 0.
0, like all the way to the left, or in the middle? Like absolutely no, they don't exist if someone's fresh to the idea. Where should we start our confidence without hearing this
I
idea at all?
I would say maybe we should start it right here, you know,
Right in the middle?
from kind of a balanced perspective of like, well, you know, I'd like to hear both sides. Let's consider both sides, and that way we can make some kind of accurate deduction of what is true and what's not true, or, you know, what is real.
Yeah, ghosts are in the category of claims that we should start in the middle, where we're not sure if it exists or doesn't exist. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
I mean, I suppose, yeah. If you've never heard and you don't have any personal experience, then yeah. I mean, definitely, from a scientific standpoint or like a factual standpoint of like, oh, well, we're just looking for the facts. Let's start from the middle.
Yeah. I have this like analogous thought experiment to kind of think about this concept of where we should start our confidence. So I think I have this little thought experiment. It's like, it goes like, someone comes up and they say they have a car. Where should our confidence be on the scale? Do you think around the confidence? Should it be more likely to be true, less likely to be true for someone who just says, I own a car?
I would say it should be likely to be true.
Yeah, more on the right side of the scale?
Yeah.
Okay. And if that same person instead says, I own a Ferrari, different on the scale or the same, less or more?
I guess the same.
About the same?
Yeah.
Okay. And if that same person said, I own a time-traveling DeLorean, same spot on the scale, a different spot?
Maybe that would be more in the middle.
More in the middle? And so it's like the kind of claim kind of shifts where we start out on the scale? Like
I would say so. I would say so. I mean, I think to a certain extent, it's like you can't have you can't start every single, trying to discern every bit of information from this point, because I feel like in order for society to function, there has to be a certain amount of trust in these, it's almost like the societal contracts that allow us to flourish in this certain way.
Oh, say more about that. What do you mean?
Well, I think, if we couldn't trust in the things that we say, if we would have to, go through like some kind of scientific process to deduce any bit of information that anyone says, it wouldn't work. Society would not be able to function in that way. And so I feel like there has to be a certain amount of trust in what people are saying.
Yeah, so what I'm here to say is there needs to be some kind of trust to get us like at least to a little bit of confidence about things, or else we would never really believe anything or something like that.
Yeah, or else we wouldn't be able to interact with each other.
And therefore not be able to interact.
We wouldn't be able to function, because no one would know who to believe, and no one would be able to, trust in these things.
Yeah. Okay, so going back to ghosts, I think your confidence was like more to the right side. Where was it? Like about,
I would say like here.
Yeah, about there. And that's due to, usually we're starting in the middle, but then you have personal experiences and other experiences from people. What keeps you from going all the way to the top in terms of your confidence?
I think this bar doesn't really go any.
Oh, does it not?
No, it's kind of stuck right here.
It might be because it's inside of that sticker. We'll fix that later.
Oh, yeah.
So you would like to go higher?
Yeah, sure. I mean, there's always room for doubt.
Okay.
There's always room for, in these matters of unknown things. I think it's important to just, to have a little bit of skepticism.
A little bit of skepticism?
Sure.
All right. Sweet. What time are we at?
Uh-oh, we're almost out of time.
Yeah, we can keep going if you want to, whatever you like, but I don't want to keep you. Whatever you'd like to do.
Do you have any other questions? Do you feel like
I'm sure I have tons of more questions.
Okay.
Yeah. We could go to a variety of ways.
Okay.
But maybe another 5 minutes?
Sure.
Okay.
Another 5 minutes?
So you're there, you're at your confidence. Is there anything you could learn or find out to shift your confidence even slightly lower? What would need to be the case that you could find out? Something you don't know yet, something that we could find out.
Something that we could find out that would disprove.
Just not even go all the way to the left, but even just slightly be less confident about it.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? What are the kinds of things that we could see to do that?
Man, I don't know. I think in with something, I mean, this particular topic, I think it's hard to go the other way because there's not really any way to prove otherwise. It's like you have experiences and you've witnessed certain things, and so it kind of like, I mean, that's what sticks. I don't know if it really goes the other way.
You don't know if it really goes the other way because you have stuff that gets you to that level.
Yeah, because if you have this experience, that is what it is. Nothing's going to take away from that experience.
Okay.
I mean, maybe if you can go back in time and somehow maybe get some different camera angles and show that this was just a result of these factors, but it's kind of like hard to go back.
If you came to find out to your satisfaction that the way you've come to this belief through these certain ways of knowing, like personal experiences and other ways, are not a reliable way to come to this belief, would that have any effect on your confidence to your satisfaction?
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, I know for a fact that we can't take personal experience to be truth, and it's not necessarily a means of finding out facts.
Yeah.
But in this particular case, it's just kind of like, well,
Yeah. Ideally, if we had facts around ghosts, then we could be much better. We'd feel much better about our level of confidence about it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if we had facts, then it wouldn't be this idea of, there wouldn't be anything to speculate,
Wouldn't be anything to speculate about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so you're currently at that level of confident and can't think of anything we could find out to shift our confidence? Could you find things out to make you higher on that confidence?
Sure. I mean, maybe just more examples of evidence of it. That's, some kind of convincing evidence.
What's the best example of that for you?
Maybe, I don't know, catching it on camera or something. I don't know, anything. I mean, maybe it happens to you and you tell me that, this happened.
If you watch back this live stream and like something starts floating or something, or
sure, that's pretty.
I don't know. Like would that be something that would influence our confidence about?
Yeah, I mean, maybe it could just be your psychic powers. It doesn't have to be a ghost though. So it's
Oh, it could be, yeah. It could be someone on a swan boat, psychic powers, or someone
right.
Random. So it's like.
Could be my psychic powers.
It could be yours. Yeah. So sweet. For this, any other things, any other good questions to ask about this topic? I'm not sure.
For me?
Yeah. Anything we missed to talk about?
No, not necessarily. I'm kind of curious what your angle is in talking about these things. Is it just kind of seeing how people discern truth and how they?
Yeah, I do want to learn, more true things, less false things, and I want to help people take a second look at how they came to believe whatever they believe.
Yeah.
So that I can learn and they can just also learn about their own views. Some people don't even know what they believe and why until they articulate it.
Man, well, that's amazing, man, and I'm really glad you're doing that because I feel like, in this age, that's almost like going to be a defining factor of our generation is how people discern truth, and I think there's such a need for critical thinking in that regard because it's crazy, in this age of information where anyone can publish anything and people don't know how to, really make sense of it all. So
Yeah.
Thanks for doing that.
No problem. And
We have several questions from the audience, if time permits.
I don't know if we have time. I think we're almost out of time.
Oh.
Let me just go. Yeah, any other questions from me about what we're doing, where you can find this stuff?
From me or from the audience?
From you, for now.
Oh, from me. Oh yeah, you have a website or something, or is it?
Yeah, I've got my card there. You can find
cool.
this on Twitch. I'll make a highlight clip of it later, so you'll find your own conversation.
Oh, cool.
And
Alright.
you can share that around on whatever you like. And we're going to be here every Tuesday and Friday, so if you're ever here again,
Oh,
we like to chat with people. Yeah, I'll just wrap it up for you for now. And we also like to give one of these little squishy puzzle pieces to people for having a conversation.
I'm okay.
You're good. Yeah, and amazing. And thanks, William. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. What's your name?
Reed.
Reed. Cool. Yeah, nice to meet you, man.
Yeah,
Thanks.
nice to meet you. That was great. Did somebody else want to go?